Hello, Oracles! Well, as expected, we are getting a very nice pop to start the day today for Tesla. Yesterday on the live stream, we were discussing that we might gap up to about 280 to start the day. We gapped up to about 279, pretty darn close to where we expected it to jump up to. The beat was about 4.5%. We jumped up about 6%. We'll see how the day trades out today. So the question is going to be, where do we end up today? So we're going to get into all of that, where we could end up. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing a live stream at 4:20 p.m. Eastern time. And then we're going to go over what actually transpired for today. So today's video is going to be a little bit earlier. I'm going to be spending some time with my brother and his family later this afternoon. So family time is more important. But otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow live stream. We'll discuss what happened today. But we're going to go and discuss what could happen today in just a minute. All right, so looking at the charts to start the day, the official gap is to 276. And looking at these numbers here, we're pushing up already 8.5% to 284. Nice run up here. So we're going to be taking a look and seeing how the day is going to play out. Now, we look at the RSI, we are pushing back up over 70, which is overbought on the daily chart. Looking at the weekly here, we're pushing up again over 70 there as well. And then on the monthly, we're still right in the middle, pushing up at 56. And now one thing to pay attention to also is the fear greed index. We are in extreme greed at 84 right now. So this is market wide. This isn't just Tesla, but again, we've seen a massive run for the first half of this year. That is reflecting in the fear and greed index. Going back to what Warren Buffett says, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Not to say it's time to be fearful right now, but when we are in extreme greed, these are the times where, for me personally, I will not be buying any extra. I am adding my $15 every single day. However, right now we are at a point where the RSI is showing that we're overbought. We are in extreme greed right now. There is going to be a pullback at some point. Perhaps we stay here for a little while longer. Maybe we do run up further. Maybe we do test that $313 level that we just could not break last year. We will see if we get to that point before this cools off. However, looking at all of the indicators that are out there, a cool off is coming. We just don't know when it's going to be and what the catalyst will be for it. And again, we discussed it before, which is last year we saw catalysts like Elon selling Twitter, causing a lot of turmoil, a lot of people who were in margin. Elon last week, Nick Gibbs had pointed it out. So many people thought that Elon was coming out and tweeting about the fact that going into margin can be very dangerous. Many people assumed it was because he was giving us an indication that Tesla was going to miss deliveries. Nick Gibbs, on the other hand, saw it from a different angle. He saw it as, you know what? Maybe this is Elon saying they're going to beat massively, but be careful because going into margin after this, we don't know what's going to happen in the market. It could be very uncertain. There could be some massive sell-offs for unknown reasons that are going on out there. So be very, very careful going into margin right now. So Elon heeded that warning to the rest of us. I am merely just sharing it as well because I think Nick Gibbs's take on it was exactly correct. This is an awesome beat, awesome numbers, but there's still so much uncertainty in the market going on right now that we could end up getting a massive pullback. And if you're in margin, those margin calls could get ugly. And so again, we'll see how it plays out today after the live stream yesterday. Thank you guys all for joining us. It was a record live stream for us as well. Never have we ever had over 600 viewers concurrently. That was awesome. Love, love, love you guys. And on that as well, we were discussing just about this, where are we going to go? Maybe we do end up continuing to go up from here. When you're looking at when the Fed pauses, we tend to see the market going to all-time highs. Day after day, I am seeing 52-week highs coming in for many stocks. We are seeing it happening for the S&P. If this trend continues, we can see all-time highs coming as well. Then, historically, we end up seeing those all-time highs end up collapsing down for some reason. There's different things that happen in the market. It was the housing market collapse that happened back in 2008. So perhaps we end up getting something similar to that this time around. We continue to talk about how the housing market still has those dominoes left to fall. When those do, that could end up being the catalyst that brings down the entire stock market. Now, when that happens, typically that's when the Fed is going to pivot. They see all of this lagging data pointing to, oh, we are in a collapse right now. We need to do something that's going to change this. We will pivot the interest rates. Then we are already on that downward slide, and it takes a few months for the Fed's interest rates to take effect and actually catch the market and start bringing us back up again. So I think that's going to transpire over the next 6 to 12 months. I think that's what Elon's warning was about is, hey, these numbers are awesome. We think we're going to continue these long term, but the market in the near term could be very uncertain and the macro environment is still stronger than Tesla. So just be careful out there. Now, what we saw last year was, yes, there were a lot of triggers that brought the stock price down, but the reason it collapsed so much, especially at the end, were all of those margin calls that came in and all of those people who ended up having to dump out or were forced to dump out, causing the stock price to pull down so far. If we want to prevent that from happening again, please be careful with margin. People who have a lot of money out there, these hedge funds, they have access to the information and they can see where everyone is at for margin calls. They can intentionally drive the stock price down to force you to get margin called. They will force that FUD to come down. They will force paper handing to go on. They will force that extra fear to come out and get as many people to sell as possible. That is how they operate, forcing that price down. Once they get it down as low as they can get it, they will then buy back in. Then they turn things around and now we're at where we're at. So they drive it up higher than it maybe should be, and they'll drive it down further than it should be as well. That's how these hedge funds and manipulators work. Just understand how that works. If you're a swing trader and you want to play into that to be able to make more money, have at it. Nothing wrong with that. Many swing traders today will most likely be taking some profits on this pop. It's a short trading day. The day closes at 1 p.m. Eastern time, so could be a day for a nice pop. Take some profits before the day off tomorrow. Then we'll revisit it on Wednesday and see how the market is going to react at that point. And this morning, we are also seeing many price target changes and rating changes going on. We have Open Skies tweeting out, Goldman Sachs raised price target on Tesla stock 11% to $275, citing volumes well ahead of consensus and estimates, raising EPS for 23, 24, and 25 to $2.95, $4.25, and $5.60. Also, Goldman Sachs downgraded Tesla 6 days ago, citing difficult pricing environment for EVs. So this again is just a reason why I don't fully trust all of these analysts that come out here, because they will just change their ratings based upon whatever news is coming out at the time, and it fluctuates and they don't look long term. And so this is why I take a look at all of them collectively and see what direction are they moving. And we have the always hilarious JP Morgan Sawyer Merritt tweeting out, JP Morgan raises Tesla stock's price target to $120 from $115, maintaining an underweight rating. So again, despite the fact that they're maintaining an underweight rating, they are still raising their price target. This goes back to previous times when we had seen a lot of bears raising their price targets despite the fact that they don't like the stock. If that's not a bullish sign to you, I don't know what is. We also have Sawyer Merritt tweeting out, news, Canaccord Genuity has raised their Tesla stock price target to $293 from $257. And Truist Securities raises their price target to $240 from $154, maintaining a hold rating. That is a massive jump in their price target. And Evan here tweeted out a nice summary of all of the price target changes for the day, and Deutsche Bank also raised their price target from $260 to $270, maintaining a buy rating. So again, overall, as we mentioned, when it comes to these price target changes and these ratings, I look at them collectively. Collectively, bears included, are going up on their price targets, some of them very significantly. That is what I pay attention to. So if everyone, including the bears, is going up on their price targets, that is very bullish. And so overall, obviously, awesome beat, love to see it. Seeing the stock price actually pop on this news versus sell off is also pretty awesome. For all of you guys who are members and patrons, after I am done with this video, I am going to be updating my valuation model, all of my production numbers, and my price targets. I'll send those over to all of my members and patrons. And then next weekend, I will do an updated Tesla Nair video going over all of those price targets for all of you as well. So if you want early access, you can become a member or a patron, or you can just wait until next week and I'll do a full video for you all as well. I'm going to start factoring in Mexico a little bit differently. So there could be some significant changes going on. And so for my production numbers, I think they're actually going to bump up. Tesla has a goal of 20 million vehicles produced in 2030, and I had it as 2032. That might actually get pushed up a little bit based upon the information we have about Mexico. I'm going to play out the timing and what I think, because I don't think Mexico is going to come up and get to a really consistent ramp till probably Q2 of 2025, a little bit later than I initially expected. But I think once they get ramped, they're going to ramp up very, very quickly. So I'm going to get those numbers updated for you guys. Again, I will post those later today. And then next weekend, I will have the entire video for all of my price targets for all of you guys. So you guys can let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about this jump up? Do you think the jump that we are seeing this morning is going to continue all day long? Do you think that this is a justified jump? Do you think it's too much? Do you think it's too little? Let me know in the comments below where you guys think the stock should be based upon these delivery numbers. 466,000, awesome record. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great one.